CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza. What's up, wrestling collectors? This is Tom from CollectAWrestlePalooza. This week I am talking about Jerome Young, the professional wrestler, otherwise known as New Jack. Very well known in hardcore circles, not very well known outside of that. And I think that that's a mistake not to acknowledge New Jack in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment and in the history of professional wrestling. He was a hardcore wrestler. He was violent. He went into business for himself. And for that reason, a lot of folks don't like New Jack, and I think that that's actually part of the character, is you have to love him or hate him. And he came from a time that kayfabe was absolute, so we don't really know even to this day how often he did go into business for himself or how often the violence in the ring was planned, and that's part of the whole thing and part of the reason why there cannot be another New Jack. And also, he was just very, very good at drawing heat. He was really good at his character, and people actually started loving him for the violence, which was an enigma and drew the character into the stratosphere in terms of popularity in the hardcore crowd. So again, there can never be another New Jack. If you do want to learn more about him, there's a lot of interesting resources on the internet. On YouTube, you can see a lot of the controversial matches, shoot interviews, things like that. But when you start to listen to him talk, you can realize that this is a very interesting man. And this is a man that I think, again, to this day, we don't know how much of what he did was real and how much was the character New Jack, and if those two things were one and the same, which is why that he still is very popular today. And as I stated, he is a legend that is worth discussing today, whether you like him or not. That is why I collect New Jack. I do have 3 items I'm going to be featuring today. You can see them on the table here. Starting off is this autograph card. This is from later in New Jack's life. In fact, he passed away pretty soon after this card was released, which is why it is rare and valuable and why I covet owning one of them myself. This is an independent release. It was released by him. You had to write to New Jack, from what I hear, in order to get one of these cards, send him money directly. He would sign it and send it out. So New Jack autographs are not incredibly rare. You can buy 8x10s. You can find photographs of him as a wrestler and buy those pretty affordable, but the cards themselves, like I said, are pretty expensive. There are a couple versions. This is the only one I'm aware of that was officially created by Jerome Young, created by New Jack. You can see here it says the onlynewjack.com store exclusive. Congratulations, you now own an authentic New Jack autograph card. So like I said, this is not created by ECW. It's not created by WWE, anything like that. This was created by New Jack. This version is PSA DNA certified, authenticated, does not have a number grade, but I love it just the same. Like I said, authentic auto, New Jack card. Moving on, you can see I have 2 of the figures from the OSFTW series. And if folks don't know what OSFTW stands for, it's the original San Francisco toy maker line of toys. And there were 2 versions of the New Jack. They both look exactly the same. There actually were 3 versions of it, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But I enjoy collecting these figures because they're pretty affordable. You can actually find them for not much money still on eBay or on other auction sites. The New Jack one tends to run a little bit more. Sometimes this one can be 3 figures or more. This is from the Series 2. You can see he has a black shirt. He has a noose, and it says No Limit Soldiers. And he is packaged with a barricade. So like I said, this one can run 3 figures. I bought it for less than 3 figures. They're pretty inexpensive right now, but you can also get the other superstars in the series usually for $50 or under, mint on card, or in that area, which I think is a steal for an officially licensed ECW action figure. How great is that? The New Jack one, like I said, it comes in a couple variants. The Series 2 is the one you're going to find most often. This is the black shirt noose New Jack. The variant on this one that is not advertised as a A figure as part of the line is what we call the No Noose New Jack. That would be this version without a noose on his neck. Matt Cardona talks about that one quite a bit on his channel, but that is the rarest New Jack action figure. You can't really find them, but that would be a variation of this figure if you could. Like I said, this one came out in, let me check the back of the card here, 1999, original San Francisco toy makers, all rights reserved. Other versions of the Series 2, you can see here we've got Taz, Just Incredible, Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, New Jack, Devon Dudley, Bubba Ray Dudley, Sabu, and Lance Storm. I think that's actually a combination of Series 1 and Series 2 there. And you can see the steel cage accessory ring gift set advertised in the middle of the card back. Just an attractive looking card, a really cool action figure. I love that hardcore wrestlers were in toy stores. I think that makes these really fun figures to collect and a really interesting part of wrestling history. This other one here I just picked up. This is the same figure, but it is part of Series 3, and it is the purple shirt variant. And even though it is an official release, you almost never see them. So you're going to pay more for this one. Beware on eBay if you do see it listed as a purple shirt. Make sure it actually is a purple shirt. A lot of times people will sell the black shirt action figure I just showed as the purple shirt, maybe because they don't know the difference and they just duplicate the name on their listing by doing a copy and paste or that type of thing. But the purple shirt one is much, much rarer as Series 3, and I'm not exactly sure why the Series 3 one is much rarer, but it is, and in particular the New Jack in Series 3 is the one everyone wants. So if you do know more about why the Series 3 is more scarce, please leave comments and let me know. I did research it online, and the only thing I could find is they said maybe it's a Target exclusive, which I didn't even know that Targets were a thing back then in 1999. So maybe it was, maybe that's why it is rare, is because it was a Target exclusive. Is that true? Is that real? Leave a comment and let me know. I'm going to look at the card back of this one to make sure it actually is 1999 as well, and it is. It does say 1999. So I believe that this looks exactly the same as the Series 2 one, except it has a purple shirt. So the other possibility is that in Series 3, they put out more of the black shirt ones, and then the purple shirt one was only part of Series 3 because it does have the same card. So maybe they just snuck a different figure behind the bubble at a certain point. I don't know the answer to that. So really the only holes in my New Jack collection now that I'm going to go after is the other action figures from the San Francisco line. I do want official ECW licensed action figures. He does have a Bash of the Brawlers action figure, and I believe a few others. And then there are a few cards as well that I could also get. There is one that I believe was created by another company, not a professional wrestling company, but maybe created even by an individual who knew New Jack, but New Jack authorized it. And I don't think it's bootleg because he claims that he got New Jack's authority to release them. There's a few of other cards like that I'm going to go after, but those cost a few $100s each as well. So I'm not sure, if it's at the top of my list, but this was the card that I really wanted of New Jack. And then these were the two action figures I really wanted. So I do have a great start on my collection. I'm certainly going to keep going. If you have things about New Jack you want to talk about, please leave comments. Like I said, you love him or you hate him, but you have to acknowledge him. And either way, collect what you love. This is an interesting part of my collection. It's something that I don't plan on ever really moving or selling because I just think these objects are really cool. So that's the main reason we collect, right? Keep it real. Happy collecting. Have a great week.
CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.